just get a call from Mama again. She told me she haven't received the barrel as yet. Which shipping company did you use to send it off?
Last year, no. I want to do now.
You say, you know you drink too much? I bet definitely your mother you'd use the right company.
Simpson Shipping Enterprise. Weekly sailing to all destinations. In Jamaica, they go to Kingston and Montego Bay. Also ship to Europe and South America, East Africa, New Zealand, and Australia. We offer door-to-door service to Jamaica, Guyana, and England. Simpson Shipping Enterprise, 17 Mount Vernon Avenue, New York. Telephone 914-663-9216 or 914-663-9218.
Yeah, go on like a mama. You a family mama day. I remember telling you something. You used to Simpson Shipping? Then go Jamaica, Kingston, and Montego Bay, all over the Caribbean Island.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Number one.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nereida Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Monday, 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 Monday. Oh, Monday, 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 Monday. I tell you, boy, Monday. I am feeling great. I had a very busy yet fulfilling weekend. How was your weekend, ladies and gentlemen? We have so much to be thankful for, you know. A lot has been going on worldwide, and we're all sucked into the details. But nevertheless, we keep our faith and we say, thank you, Lord, for another day. How are you feeling? What have you been doing with yourselves since I saw you last? Or since you heard me last time? Once again, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez. It is a beautiful, beautiful Monday. It rained all day yesterday into early morning, into mid-afternoon in our neck of the woods, in our area. And now it has subsided. You know, it's still a little wet out, but it's so much better. People are not driving any better, but we just have to pay attention and do our part, don't we? That's what I'm saying. We have to do our part. It's another Monday here on Inside the Zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed. Broadcast on Linkage Radio 101.7, 104.5 FM. Also broadcasting on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, www.caribbeanvibesradio.com. Inside the Zone YouTube channel. Hey, 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 everyone. 60 minutes after 5 o'clock. Welcome to this afternoon's program. So much to do, so little time. But I'd like to let you know Inside the Zone is a culture-centric radio program that connects the Jamaican diaspora and international audiences globally. The show's content captures its people's social, cultural, and collective views on issues that affect their communities: family, health, finance, education, immigration, housing, wealth management, real estate, life and health insurance, and food security. On Mondays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Linkage Radio. Welcome to the program. All of you, wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you're sitting, standing, walking, driving. Those of you who are truckers and you're transporting our goods across state lines, I know it's difficult. You stop at your rest stops, you have your coffee, you rest a little bit, then you head on to the next stop. They say snow is in the forecast. I'm not sure how much we'll get. They say between 1 to 3, depending on where we're located or situated. So I'd like to welcome everyone to the show. 18 minutes after 5 o'clock. Welcome to Pat. Pat, how you do? Nice to see you as always, my Pat. I'm ready to get into the program. How about you? You know, on a Monday, what we do on the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city. You walk, drive, and reside. It's brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. I will be here with you until 7 o'clock. So hello, hello, hello. Good evening to you, King. How are you? The Monday Beat, chasing the Monday blues out of here with great music. It's Calypso Music Monday today, followed by What's Inside the Zone, a brief feature on cervical cancer awareness. It's Cancer Awareness Month, and keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts at 6 o'clock. Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. This afternoon, I'll be playing a clip of the press conference convened earlier this afternoon by Dr. Nigel Clark, Minister of Finance out of Jamaica, on the SSL issue. FBI is getting in the mix. The Federal Bureau of Investigations. So come high hell water, they're going to probe until they get this thing figured out, because it just cannot go like that. People work their hard-earned money. I know we revere Usain and we love him and he has done his part. And we also think of the people who have worked hard to invest. And this is the end result. It's not going to go like that. Welcome, everyone. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. I'd like to hear your voices today. I don't want to be here alone. I don't want to be here by myself. I just don't. So you're going to keep my company, aren't you? 914-600-4228. I'm ready to get into the Monday Beat. I got some nice calypso music for you on a Monday afternoon. David Rudder. So nice music for you. Some nice music for you in this kind of weary, dreary day called Monday because of the rain. If you want to shake your feet, you can. Stomp, shake it, move it around, or get up and dance. DJ Linkage, how are you? It's good to have you back.
And does the rhythm tell you come? Does your spirit do a dance to this symphony? Does it tell you that your heart is higher? Oh yeah. And does it tell you that your pain is higher? Oh yeah. Does it wash away all your unlovely? Well, are you ready for a brand new discovery? Calypso music. Yeah.
Good evening, Princess. Princess, you've tuned in at the right time. The Monday Beat is on. So you're getting your Calypso Music Monday.
Singing, oh yeah, Calypso.
Oh yeah.
Singing, oh yeah, Calypso. I say that I am the seed of the
And I'm sipping my coconut water.
I got to sing, oh yeah, Calypso.
I'm sure you're getting sunshine, Jackie, whatever. We have rain.
It's a living vibration, rooted deep within my Caribbean belly. Lyrics to make a politician cringe, or turn a woman's body into jelly. Shake it, mama, shake it, mama. It is a sweet soca music, Calypso. They could have never refuse it, Calypso. It make you shake like a shango now, Calypso. Why it is you shaking, you don't know, that's Calypso. Calypso, Calypso, Calypso music. Yeah, Calypso, Calypso. Singing, oh yeah, Calypso. I say la
going crazy. Let go me hand. Let me jump up in the band. I don't want nobody to come and stop me. Leave me, let me free up. Myself, let me jump up. So leave me alone. I am going home. So leave me alone. I am going home. Let me party, let me party, let me party, let me party. Let me know. Give me.
Live we let we party, we having a ball. Nobody can stop we. No, not at all, I'm not chanting. Ay, ay, ay. When you see me, and the music hit me, ay, ay, ay. I just break me, getting on bad with somebody. So when you see me in the line, no matter what the time, I ready for the pumping. From back in the day till I hold and I pray, I prepared for the jumping. If you're 15 or 25, if you're 50 or 75, once you're breathing and you are alive, so we whining all day.
So leave me alone. I am going home. So leave me alone. I am going.
Look, once I have strength in my feet, tell them that I not leave. Oh no no. Plus when I let go the beast, you might have to call the police. Even on the side of the street, when me and my friends just meet, I say it's whole night we just party and we don't sleep. And I'm chanting, ay ay ay. When you see me, and the music hit me, ay ay ay. I just break me, getting on bad with somebody.
I am going home. So leave me alone. I am going home.
Leave me alone. I'm going home. Leave me alone. I'm going home. Leave me alone. Mi caminera.
So leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Wild memory.
I am going home.
Leave me alone. Recuerdo crudo.
So leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Déjame ir. Yo vuelvo así borracho y contento por la noche entera. Leave me alone.
Ah, you got your fill, didn't you? Yes, of Calypso Music Monday. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the show. What a day, what a day. So we have been having rains here in the Northeast, and Jackie, I guess she's having sunshine, but it is subsiding. I'm happy for that. However, they say on Wednesday, we may be getting some snow. They're not sure. You know, they can only work with what they see. So don't beat us if we don't get any and you were anticipating to get snow. Nevertheless, it is Monday, 29 minutes after 5 o'clock. It has been a busy time for many of us. Those of you who have places to go, people to see, and you had your birthday. I'd like to welcome those who are having birthdays today. Happy birthday to you. It is your wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary. And a baby was born somewhere in the world. We welcome life. So hi. This past Saturday, oh my goodness, on Saturday morning runnings, we had a phenomenal show. I'm telling you, the show was great. Carsa Tennant Newell, she joined us. Carsa Tennant Newell, she joined us. And, you know, it was really a great time. Okay. Yes, Carsa joined us. It was a great time. And we spoke about Dead Left Drama Part 2. And she brought the real estate mortgage perspective to the conversation. And it was very, very informative. Those of you who are missing out on all of that, you need to catch up and catch up fast, because Saturday morning runnings, we are going somewhere, so not to worry. Okay, we're going somewhere, so not to worry. I'd like to welcome everyone. It's 5:31 p.m. Welcome now to, of course, the segment that I call What's Inside the Zone. Today's feature, of course, it's Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and so I have a very brief clip to share with you, especially for younger women. I'm not sure, younger women, they are more involved and they are prone to a lot of things. So we just have to keep passing out this information, handing out the information, saying, hey, be careful, guard yourselves, all of that. So as we are playing music and enjoying, all the features that are presented on the program, we still have the important aspects of life that we need to pay attention to. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. I'd like to welcome you, those of you who are just joining me. It is a good day. Don't forget to catch us on the app. Linkage Radio has its app. Oh, Lord, so many of them I have run out of steam. And I think in my haste to post this afternoon, I didn't remember to send out the additional links. However, you can catch us on what we call it now, For You. Yes, but we're on the app anyway. Go to the App Store, type in Linkage Radio, and you can download and hear us, those of you who are challenged at this point in time. 5:32 p.m. Let me take you now to the feature on Cervical Cancer Awareness Month in the month of January.
January is Cervical Cancer Awareness, time when issues related to cervical cancer, HPV disease, and the importance of early detection are discussed across the country. Joining us to give us more information is Dr. Perry Godsey, a board-certified gynecologist who's passionate about young women's health and bringing awareness to topics that promote safety and self-awareness. Dr. Perry, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me today.
Okay, so first of all, cervical cancer isn't one of the cancers that often makes headlines. What are some of the things that we need to be aware of?
Well, I think that, first of all, it's important to know why it doesn't make headlines. And I think it's because we have done such a great job with lessening the amount of people that get cervical cancer a year. It has actually decreased by 50% in the past 30 years just because of pap smears alone. And that's kind of the number one thing that you need to know, is that the best way to prevent cervical cancer is to have your regular pap smear. That is the screening that's most important.
How many women a year would you say are affected by cervical cancer?
Well, we know there are about 12,000 cases usually a year of cervical cancer, and 4,000 people actually die. And the reason is because we do have a really good job of screening and prevention prior, but once you get to that point where you have cervical cancer, unfortunately, it can be a pretty deadly disease.
Talk a little bit about the vaccines out there that can help prevent cervical cancer.
So this is another one of the really important facts about it, is that the majority of cervical cancer and abnormal pap smears that lead to cervical cancer are caused by HPV virus. HPV is human papilloma virus, and it is a sexually transmitted virus, and there are hundreds of strains of it. There are 13 that can lead to cervical cancer and abnormal pap smears. So luckily, there are vaccinations on the market that can prevent against the certain types of HPV that could lead to cervical cancer.
Now, many parents, especially Christian parents, are opposed to the HPV vaccine because they feel like it's basically giving consent for their kids to have sex. What would you say to this?
I think this is a really common concern among parents, Christian parents, and parents of different religions too, is, are we introducing the idea of sex too early by bringing in this vaccine? And I think it's just important to realize that HPV is something that is endemic in our population. 80% of the population will come in contact with HPV at some point, and it is usually sexually transmitted. With that said, you don't have to be high risk or promiscuous or have sex at a young age or any of these things. It's just at some point you would have to have sexual contact in your lifetime to usually be exposed to it. And I think that it's really important that actually if your child, because it is approved, the vaccines that are out are approved from ages 12 to 26, if they get it early on in their life, then they are actually preventing a lifetime protection. There's no booster that's needed. And so it's actually a great thing to do much prior to sexual intercourse even starts.
Why is it so important to reach millennial-aged women with this message?
It's most important to reach them because, first of all, it's very endemic in our population. It's 80% of the population as stated, but most importantly, the majority of people that are getting HPV, that are having their first exposures, and that where we see it's most common is in early 20s up until, the age of 30, even into late teens starting, and then through your 20s. So, this is the population that's getting most exposed. It's the population that is getting introduced to sexual intercourse, and that has the highest risk of exposure. And, it is something to think about, to always protect yourself against any STD as well as obviously pregnancy. And if you think about it, this vaccine is the only vaccination on the market that can protect you against a sexually transmitted disease that could potentially lead to cancer. And it's a lifetime benefit. So if you get it early on in these age groups before you start having intercourse, it will protect you for an entire lifetime. The good news is that we know that even if you are exposed and you are exposed early on in life in your 20s, you are actually more likely to clear it than older people. But again, it's so much more common. And so that's why the awareness really has to be there.
Dr. Perry, thanks for being with us. You can go to her website at www.drperry.com.
That's a feature on Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and we are encouraging women to have their pap smears done. Recently, the Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton out of Jamaica, because we're here in the United States, we have access to health care. A vast majority of people do. And you have subsidized healthcare facilities, etc., here. So even if you don't have health insurance, there are some people who offer you health checks and all of that. In Jamaica, it wasn't until we were talking with a doctor who came to, along with Dr. Tufton, a young woman, a young doctor, and we were amazed at her disclosure to us after the session ended. She was just telling us how when they do checks on women, whether it's pap smears or who have had a mammogram, or the number of women who have never, and these are women in the age group of, say, 60 and up, or say very late 50s and up, who had never, ever, ever had a pap smear, had a mammogram done, nothing. They've never gone to a gynecologist, a GP who offers that, nothing. They had never, ever gone to a doctor. So by the time they visit the clinic and they're attending to them, and whether it's a pap smear or the mammogram, and when they get the results back, sometimes they have cervical cancer or they have stage 4 breast cancer, all because they just never went. They just never did. And as I shared that to a friend of mine who we attend the same church, she said she realized her mother too had never, so she took her to get some check. Her mom had never gone. And sometimes as children, as we're growing up, we're not even realizing that our parents are not taking care of their health. In that way, we're all getting older and everybody's busy doing their thing, but you realize that people really are not taking care of themselves in that regard. And it's very sad. I'd like to say hello to everyone. Good evening to you. It's 20 minutes to 6 o'clock. At 6 p.m., we do have the feature, Keeping You in the Know with News, Happenings, and Facts. And I'll be sharing the news headlines with you this afternoon and have some more music for you. It is Calypso Music Monday, and I know that a lot of you love Calypso. I wonder how many of you used to do the Ring Road and all that in Jamaica, especially when they have, what they call it. For a moment, I have a brain freeze. Yes, Carnival. It just came to me, Carnival, and people would go to Carnival and all of that and have fun. So hello, good afternoon to everyone. 5:41 p.m. Got more music for you. Stay with me. Don't you move a muscle. If you do, you're going to have to talk to me.
Hey yo, this is Double M alongside DJ Travis World. Hip hop.
And of course at 5:41. So I just want to let you know also that there was a press conference this afternoon, and you'll get that in the news.
Children, yeah, give praise, children, yeah, give praise, children. Oh, Father, who has given us His arms, that we can all feel like we are part of this earthly heaven. Forgive us this day our daily weakness as we seek to cast our mortal burdens on your city. Oh, merciful Father, in this bacchanal season where men lose their reason, but most of us just want to wine and have a good time, 'cause we're looking for a line, because we're feeling fine, Lord. And as we jump up and down in this crazy town, send us some music for some healing. Everybody hand raise. Everybody give praise. Everybody hand raise. And if you know what I mean, put up your finger. And if you know what I mean, put up your hand. And if you know what I mean, put up your finger. And if you know what I mean, then scream. Me lover, I have to mention in my confession to you, me lover, and must discuss what we should and shouldn't do. As a me lover, a good relation is a relation based on trust. Me lover, we too jealous and suspicious. It's outrageous and ridiculous to see we messing up the mind. See how we
Welcome, Vero. How are you? Nice to see you, Vero.
let's have a good time. No, me lover,
King, I noticed you were dancing, man.
good time. Let's have a good time.
5:45 p.m.
Doctor tell you to give me.
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Yeah, you know it's important.
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Why you act so reluctant?
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Yeah, you know me condition.
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
And I need your attention.
I see dancing going on. It's Calypso Music Monday. Inside the Zone, the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. As soon as you log on to the Inside the Zone YouTube channel, click the like button, please, and share the link with someone, and subscribe.
This over controllers. If your conscience haunting you,
10 minutes to 6 o'clock.
it's you I am talking to.
News comes up at 6.
I've spent restless days and sleepless nights in many ways to make soca right. Now they're playing games, heavy games to protect my honor. I'm gonna fight like a tiger. Tension in my body, tension in my soul, tension in my belly, my blood running cold. Is the tension?
And I'd like to remind you that this coming Wednesday, January 25, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Wellness Wednesdays, a Blueprint for Wellness event at the New Testament Temple Church of God Fellowship Hall, 3350-56 Seymour Avenue in the Bronx, providing you with access to the Blueprint for Wellness screening, COVID-19 testing and vaccination, healthcare and health insurance, social services, and much more. Sponsored by United Way, Choose Healthy Life, Good Neighbors Community Outreach Agency, Montefiore, New Testament Temple Church of God, and Quest Diagnostic. Would you like to come get your checks done?
But I want you to understand.
You don't want to miss out on the opportunity.
No other man, so seriously. And I want you, want them woman. Tell them for me that we now want no confusion. And then she said, rock me. Lucy, come rock me.
Wellness Wednesday, January 25.
Lucy, rock me.
And I'd like to say hello to those of you who are joining us for the very first time and you've never, ever, been on this platform. Because did you know that there are people who are watching, but because they're not coming into the chat room and saying hi, people are telling me even this past weekend, yesterday as a matter of fact, when I went to church and I saw a friend at the end of service, and she said to me, Lady D, the Saturday morning runnings was so good. And I said, but I didn't see you. She said, well, you know me, I'm just going to look at it. But because she don't do anything. She don't do anything electronic. She don't do banking electronically, nothing like that. And so she just, once it pops up, she only looks at it, right, with her audio and everything. But she's not going to come inside of the YouTube channel space like that and type anything. She says she's not doing all of that, but she found it very, very, very informative. And again, we were talking about the Deadlift Drama Part 2 and, the real estate complications and things that can happen. But she said that, she has been, her siblings and they've been trying to get their mother to sign the will that has been drafted for how long time, and all their mother keep telling them, oh, if me gone, uno can share it up. Same thing we were talking about, that how complicated and chaotic and problematic it can become, and then it breaks relationships. So she said it was so informative. So we are doing our part. A very pleasant afternoon. I notice you have two faces there, Mr. Wilby. It's nice to see you. Calypso Music Monday. Five minutes and counting to news time.
Last year I sing and say I'm taking my wife to party. People vex like hell 'cause I say my wife and not their beauty. So the next weekend on the paper, them boys start writing. Yes, they're trying to tell the world it's what that the black man singing. So before them reporters put my career in more jeopardy. And not me to sing nothing again about party. But when the fans and them around the world listen to what I have to say, anyway that I go, anyway that I pass, they keep balling out. No way, no, this party can't done. Black man, your fans having fun. Black man, German, another one. This party can't done, this party can't done. Come with it, your fans want to party. Come with it, jam a party song. Come with it, we just want to roll back all night long. Come with it, your fans want to shake up. Come with it, build my party song. Come with it, it's you make we boogie woogie all year round.
The Wellness Wednesdays, it's scheduled based on the demand and so on. We had it last week, we've had it 2 weeks prior, and we're having it on Wednesday. So I guess, the partners involved will decide when the next one will be. I wish I could roll my tongue like this. I'm improving, man. Sure.
This girl from Bahia, staying in Maruga. This lady real lucky, she bumps up with sweet me. As a man with a plan,
3 minutes and counting to 6 o'clock. Hello. So Chris Wilby, what you up to? Brother Chris. And he says Sister Denise. It's Inside the Zone, the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Where are you cooking? Jackie, where are you cooking? Ryan, where are you cooking? Chris Wilby, where are you cooking? Vera, where are you cooking? Pat, where are you cooking? You're all situated somewhere. Oh, Ryan, you're not cooking. Chris.
This lady promoter approached me cool as ever. Say she had a show and dance and needed my performance. She said to me, "Will it cost it soda?" The next thing I see is my name on poster. She want me to sing in she party. I don't want to pay me no money. I say, darling, I can't do that. It is against the copyright act, but still, she want me to sing in she party. For free, but not me. No sorry.
One minute to 6 o'clock. It's Calypso Music Thursday, Monday.
Baby, would you like to jump it with me, honey? Would you like to rock it with me?
914-600-4228.
Would you like to?
Gotta pull it down, but we'll definitely be coming back to more music here on Calypso Music Monday. Get it together, Lady D. Hello, everyone. Welcome. How are you? Give yourselves a clap for being here. And I will just say I bless you and thank you for joining me. It is now time for us to get into New Zone right here on Inside of the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. It is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts, brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. I am Lady D. Denise Gomez. We start off with news here in the United States. California police, hunting the gunman who killed 10 people at a dance club during Lunar New Year celebrations, broke into a van after a lengthy standoff Sunday with televised footage showing the driver apparently dead. The manhunt began 12 hours earlier after a man, described by police as an Asian, began firing at a club in Monterey Park, a city in Los Angeles County with a large Asian community. Witnesses said the man had fired indiscriminately at the club and was heavily armed. At least 10 other people were wounded, some of them critically. Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna said police responded to emergency calls just after 10 p.m. on Saturday and found people pouring out of the premises. Quote, unfortunately, he added, paramedics did pronounce 10 of the victims deceased at the scene. 5 of the dead were women and 5 men, officials said, without providing ages or names. Luna also described a second incident in nearby Alhambra some 20 minutes later, in which an Asian man carrying a gun walked into a dance studio but was tackled and disarmed. The man fled and no injuries were reported. Alhambra is about 2 miles north of Monterey Park. Luna said investigators were probing whether the incidents were related. Gun violence is a huge problem in the United States, which last year saw 647 mass shootings, with at least 4 people shot or killed by a shooter, according to the Gun Violence Archive website. The police standoff around the van began late Sunday morning in Torrance, south of Los Angeles, with Los Angeles Times reporting shots had been fired at the scene. It culminated with heavily armed police, supported by armored vehicles, swarming the white panel van, smashing the passenger side window with their weapons raised. Aerial footage showed what appeared to be the body of a man slumped in the driver's seat. Luna said earlier a tactical incident was underway. Quote, we believe there is a person inside of that vehicle. We don't know their condition, but we're going to handle that in the safest manner that we possibly can to try and identify that person. Could it be your suspect? Possibly. Photos released by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department of their key suspect showed an Asian man wearing a beanie hat and glasses. And out of Jamaica. The Separate Group is in mourning as its dairy farm's facilities manager, Dean Griffiths, has died after being shot during a robbery in St. Thomas. Operations Officer for the St. Thomas Police Division, Deputy Superintendent O'Neill Thompson, told the Gleaner that Superintendent O'Neill Thompson I apologize. Let me read that for you again. Operations Officer for the St. Thomas Police Division, Deputy Superintendent O'Neill Thompson, told the Gleaner that Griffiths was shot on the compound of Surge Island Farms about 2:30 p.m. on January 17. He was rushed to the Princess Margaret Hospital in Morant Bay for treatment and was later transferred to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries on Friday, January 20. The motive is robbery. His licensed firearm was stolen, Thompson said, adding that the deceased was in his 40s. Reacting to the death, CEO of Separate Group, Richard Pandoni, said the company is grieving the loss. Quote, our facilities manager for the dairy farms was murdered. Another mom grieving for her son, another wife without her partner, children without their dad. This can't make sense, said Pandoni in a post on his Twitter account on Sunday evening. The United States' Federal Bureau of Investigation has been called in to assist the local authorities in the investigation of the massive fraud at investment firm Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark made the announcement Monday during a special policy address on regulation of the financial sector in response to the scandal that has rocked the nation. Quote, "No stone will be left unturned," end quote, Clark said. The investigative authorities have full operational independence and will pursue the facts wherever they may lead, he continued. They will unearth exactly how funds were allegedly stolen, who benefited from such theft, and who organized and collaborated in this, end quote. He said the probe will also seek to identify whether assets have been acquired locally or overseas with the proceeds of the alleged fraud. If and when such assets are identified, all legal steps will be taken to restrain these assets with the intention of full forfeiture, end quote, Clark said. The Police Fraud Squad and the Financial Investigations Division are leading the investigations into SSL. Clark said the entities sought assistance last week from the FBI and other international partners. At the press conference, Clark also named Bank of Jamaica, the BOJ, Governor Richard Balls as the new chairman of the Financial Services Commission, the FSC. He also announced that BOJ executives Wayne Robinson, Senior Deputy Governor, George Roper, Deputy Governor, and John Lewis, Deputy Governor, will serve on the FSC board. All appointments will be effective Monday. The Crown in the ongoing trial of alleged Klansman gangsters is yet to satisfy Chief Justice Brian Sykes that defendant Andre Smith, also otherwise called Bolo, was the man shot dead in last August. They have this wrong. I'm so sorry. Was the man shot dead in August last year when the proceedings were on a break. Smith had been on bail from day one of the trial and was expected to remain so until the matter resumed on September 19, following an adjournment in July when he was shot at the intersection of Hagley Park Road and Keesing Avenue in the corporate area. The accused gangster was driving a Nissan AD wagon along Hagley Park Road when men traveling on a motorcycle rode up and shot him before driving away. Smith succumbed to his wounds at the hospital. Smith was answering to charges related to a 2017 double murder and membership of a criminal organization. Chief Justice Brian Sykes, ahead of his summation Monday morning, made inquiries about the proof of death for Smith, whose name was still called during the customary roll call. The investigating officer in the matter, in taking the stand, testified that having been alerted about the shooting, he perused the photos taken by scenes of criminal officials and was positive that the body was that of Smith's. He said he saw photos of the body at the scene and at the morgue. He said while he did not attend the post-mortem, there was a statement from the scenes of crime photographer. The investigator, under probe by the judge, said he met Smith in 2020. The Chief Justice was, however, dissatisfied with accepting only what the investigating officer said as proof. In asking whether the officer who took the photograph was present, and being told by the Crown that it would prefer if the individual was not present, Justice Sykes said, and I quote, "So we don't have a problem because we do need to authenticate the photographs," end quote. The judge further noted that the Crown could have gone the way of getting the defense to agree to the evidence so the matter could be resolved. The Crown, in responding, said it would source and produce the required documentary proof. The police in St. James are probing the death of a woman who died at hospital following a fall from a balcony at a hotel in Montego Bay, St. James on Sunday. She has been identified as 25-year-old Sony Hewitt. The incident reportedly happened at about 5:46 a.m. Hewitt checked into the hotel on Saturday night on her birthday. Video footage of the fall shows her walking out to the balcony. According to a highly placed source, there was no indication of anyone behind her when she went over the balcony. Quote, in other words, she was neither pushed and she didn't seem as if she jumped. It seems as if she fell owing to the state she was in, end quote, said the source. She was transferred from the hotel by ambulance to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where she succumbed to the injuries. The St. James police have said that the fatality is a case of death by misadventure. Hewitt, a former student of Edwin Allen High School, was originally from Clarendon. It is 11 minutes after 6 o'clock. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. The lines are opened. You may give me a call and we can discuss the headlines, especially those of my viewers who are now watching me live on Inside the Zone YouTube channel. Once again, the telephone number is 914-600-4228. I'm actually repeating the number and typing it in at the same time. You may give me a call, 914-600-4228. I'd like to thank our technical operator for assisting me this afternoon. It's a beautiful day. It's called Monday. What is my name? Lady D, Denise Gomez. And from the headline here. So, here is a young woman who, I don't know why her face just looks so familiar to me. Her face just looks so familiar. However, she went to have fun for her birthday. And based on what the source, as mentioned in this headline here, in this article, they didn't see where she was pushed or anything, but based on the state she was in. I like how writers can write these things, because that tells me she was either intoxicated, something along those lines. And who knows, she may have gone, right at the edge of by the balcony and just fall over because they can't see where anybody pushed her or anything like that. So maybe she was drunk, who knows. And, whenever these kinds of situations arise, we have to say to ourselves, how much more can we say to people, not only young people, but to people, that if you are going to be enjoying yourself, try to do it in a very safe way and a safe space. Because even if she was reveling and having fun, it tells me that she was a little off balance, right? Incoherent. She wasn't all stable. And she was there by herself, apparently. And so, she just fall right over. And I guess the fall and the fact that she couldn't even break her fall, nothing like that. The fall was so impactful. By the time they rushed her to the hospital, she succumbed. So we have to keep saying to people, be careful. We all try to be careful no matter where you go. You know, something I often tell people, if I go out, and especially if I'm around, you know, my media peers and so on, and people are drinking and having fun, I'm not out there drinking because I don't think nobody don't know me. I know who I am first of all. And if somebody comes over to me and say, oh, Lady D, you know, want something to drink? I'm going with you to the bar. I don't allow people to carry drink and give me. No, I am going with you to the bar. I'll order my little thing that I know I can manage and will drink. And then we will go back, sit down and have fun. Nobody carrying no drink to me. Very sorry. I pay attention to those things because it's the people that you know well who hurt you. So you have to be so careful. So that headline bothers me. Of course, the Klansman headline, that's where that is. It gone nowhere. Justice Sykes is still trying to figure out what ruling he wants to pass there. And it's so sad about what has happened over there in California where, you know, this armed man just go in and shoot up the place. You never know what's going to happen where you are. You truly don't know. So we are saddened to hear of that. And, you know, my cousin had posted in our family chat to say, you know, another shooting in the U.S. We live here and you never know what's going to happen. Ugh. They come in rapid succession. They might give you a little month break or two, and then bam, something else hits just like that. And you are left to, you know, figure it out. As I mentioned, the Dr. Nigel Clark has said that they're going to get the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation involved in the local authorities' investigation of the massive fraud at investment firm, Stocks and Securities Limited. All of us who didn't know that there was a Stocks and Securities Limited know now. And man, the more they probe, it's the more you're realizing how people can. I keep reminding people, you know, that if you are placed in a certain position, a reputable position, and you find that you have to be handling, you know, certain pertinent information, confidential information, and so on, and you're exposed to money, whether in cash or in check or any kind of deposit or anything, it is so important for you to have somebody who you report to on a regular basis. Because if nobody is supervising you like that, and you're just left on your own, it is likely that you're going to find yourselves in problems. You don't want to be overexposed like that. Somebody must be able to be probing and saying, hey, how things are going, I need to see so and so. You have to, even if you feel you're at the level when nobody should be, you know, asking me, they need to ask you because you can find yourself in serious problems. And that is exactly what has happened here. If you have left somebody just on their own merit to be managing the people's money and so on, and nobody is saying anything, tracking nothing, you're going to find yourself in problems. It don't matter who you are going to find yourself in problems. So let me go. I have 3 callers. I'd like to say, first of all, welcome to my callers. Good afternoon to you.
Hello and good evening.
Yes, sir, and I'll talk to DL first. Good afternoon to my 2 remaining callers. Please stay on the line. Don't hang up. Hello, DL. It's a good day. It's Monday.
It's a good day in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I'm sure you were listening to Finance Minister Clark
Yes.
presentation, Sam, and correct me if I'm incorrect, and bear with me if I'm correct. I heard he said something about it is not for elected officials to make prudential and regulatory policies.
So you mentioned that to me. I was kind of in and out, so I'm not sure if I heard that part. But if you had, what's your take on that?
If that's what he really said,
Mm-hmm.
so who is it who's supposed to make those policies? The man in the street? The bank? The investment executives? Who's supposed to make prudential and regulatory policies?
Would he be thinking of the central bank?
No. The government. It's the government that makes regulations and all those stuff.
So, in the question and answer segment, did anybody allude to that?
I wasn't able to focus on the question and answer because I was distracted by something else of value.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure it's there. Can I go back and listen to it?
Yes.
But I'm just saying, I don't know if I'm wrong because if what I think I hear is true. I'm like, so who's supposed to make regulatory policies?
Which is why
unelected people.
Yeah, maybe if he did say it, maybe the journalists in the room missed it and nobody asked. Because yes,
I'm really gonna set aside a little time
and listen to it again and watch it again
and go over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. But something, DL, because I remember we have two people holding on. But
yes,
as this whole thing, and now they're bringing the FBI in, which means, from my position, they mean business. They mean to get to the bottom of it. You and I know that a lot of people have not gone to no prison over these things for so many years that it has been happening.
So why would they be bringing in the FBI? Did he say why?
Well, I just read the headline here, and
there are no jurisdiction in Jamaica unless there's some U.S.
Well, he says that they've been called to assist the local authorities in the investigation.
Okay.
So they've simply reached out, and if they're in discussions and it's gonna happen, then they're gonna come.
Well, who's going to pay for that?
Well, hi. Who usually pay?
I hope.
Who usually pays?
Hope it's huh?
Who usually pays?
Well, maybe it's a gift. Hopefully it's a gift, given that it's federal and it's going to be federal, being FBI. I hope it comes in the form of an aid to them.
Yeah, well, that disclosure.
The U.S. government will be paying for it, and as a in the form of aid to Jamaica, or else, taxpayers. The Jamaican taxpayers will pay for it.
So that's where I
am. And you can't pay them in Jamaican dollars.
Yeah, so we have to go, as we would say, fork out the U.S. money.
Cough up. Fork out or cough up, yeah.
Right. Yes. So, but the more, again, as...
Go ahead, my dear.
No, I was just saying that as the probe intensifies, you're hearing all kinds of disclosure that some things just baffle you.
But sure. It's like,
oh Jesus, help us!
It is literal Pandora's box. I mean,
I tell
something happened, and then all of a sudden, now everything is exposed. The lid blew off.
Yes, boy. All right, stay on the line, DL. To my caller with the telephone number ending in 2277,
Good evening, Lady D, and to my family.
Hey there,
How
Madam
are you
Pat.
today?
We're good.
Okay. Yes, I firmly believe that the savings and loan company, they should have had an ahead. Someone should have been doing checks and balances. Whenever it comes to money and it's left in the hands of unqualified people, they will dip and dabble. And I find it so bizarre. This is such an international crime. Both the FBI and Interpol should be involved in trying to unearth what happened to this man's money. He is one of the hardest working athletes, and he earned his money fair and square. And for lazy bums who don't want to work, just take that man's money. It breaks my heart. I am very, very upset, and I hope they get to the bottom of this because it is not looking good for Jamaica. Internationally, everybody is talking about it. And for this man to be of Jamaican descent and his own country robbed him of his money, this is a political travesty. And I just hope and pray that he will get his money back because he worked hard for his money.
In addition to the other customers who also got swindled.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lady
but if it
who...
wasn't Usain Bolt, the floodgate would not have been open, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So at least, it will be exposed. They're not naming names, but apparently he lost a bulk, a pretty good bulk. Is it like 2 billion Jamaican dollars, which is 12 million US? That's a whole heap of money for somebody to just take that man's money, and now no one wants to be held accountable. Somebody has to be held accountable. They got to know where this man's money went, and it bothers me. It just really bothers me. You know, you're not safe. They tell you to put your money under the mattress. You can't even save because bugs and parasites can eat up your money.
Notes, right?
And if you bury it in the backyard,
Same so.
It's not safe either. So what are we supposed to do?
Yes.
You know?
Let's stay on the line, Pat. Stay on the line, DL. Let me take our third caller, 7729. Hello. Hello.
Hello there.
Yes.
That is not my number. Is there someone else on the line?
Alrighty, go ahead.
Yes.
Hello. Hold on, please. Go ahead, MS.
Yeah, I was saying that the reason why the FBI got involved, apparently some of the money came to the United States, and I think that's part of the reason why they have gotten involved.
Someone has their radio on or television on in the background. Could you please turn it down? Something is playing in the background.
Radio or the TV.
Or the television. Yes. Hortense, do you have any radio or something in the background?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
What I can't get the I try if you're there.
Oh, I'm here. Go ahead.
If you're there.
Yes, go ahead.
We're not getting the radio.
All right, so you're here with us, but hold your thought. MS, continue what you were saying.
Yes, I was saying that I think the FBI got involved because it's apparent that some of the money that got into trouble in Jamaica, some of that money came to the United States. So I feel the feel a necessity to do an investigation also. And on the other subject of the lady falling down from the second floor as an hotel, it's apparent that the balcony of that place was not properly constructed. that balcony is probably too low, causing that if you have a problem, you could fall over that balcony. That is not good construction.
So this article didn't indicate that. Did you hear of something else?
Well, no, that is my suspicion.
Okay.
If she can fall over the balcony like that, that means that balcony apparently was too low. That caused her to fall so easily over the balcony.
Mm-hmm. All righty.
That is my suspicion.
That's your suspicion. And my suspicion is that maybe she was a little drunk or something.
I agree.
Well, that is the reason why the balcony needs to be higher, not lower, because if you become intoxicated, it makes it easy for you to fall over a balcony and end up in deadly injuries.
Mm-hmm. All righty. Thank you so much, MS. Appreciate it.
Good, okay.
All righty. All right. Who else do we have on the line?
Hello?
Hold on. There's someone on the line moving around, and I cannot continue the conversation with that. Okay. They hung up.
The radio, the television is on, and it's annoying in the background.
Yeah, we can't do all of that now. Hortense?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. What are your thoughts today?
I don't hear the news. I don't hear nothing like that. I don't know what is going on.
Oh, Lord. Because you missed out on your news today.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
we're just talking. Go ahead.
The only thing I know that I don't have to say that a man set his house on fire in St. Elizabeth.
He set his house on fire. Did he burn anyone up inside of the house?
He burned himself up in there.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When did that happen? Do you remember?
At 12 o'clock news we get it today.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Him and his tenant quarrel, and he said I go burn down the house. And he be burning, but he took himself in the bathroom and burned up himself in there.
So what, he thought that he and the tenant would be in the house too? Or he rather burned the house down so that the tenant wouldn't have anywhere to live? What is it? You know?
Never say the other tenant said that he and the other man had quarreled. And he said that he said he gonna burn down the house.
Oh dear.
And it's a living apartment house.
Oh dear.
I think it had tantan in St. Elizabeth.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. I wasn't aware of it. Oh dear. That's so sad.
They can look at the sea. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So DL, what else do you have on your thoughts, rather?
No, I'm pretty much stuck on the
SSL story.
Yeah, but what I can tell you though, that consider that entity done.
Oh, I would think so. Please.
It has been.
No, I think so too.
Yes, that will be shuttered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will be shuttered because it has been this morning. This afternoon I was listening to Bruce Golding on the bridge, and it came out that it said this has been happening over 10 years now.
Yes, which makes the thing so much more alarming.
I know, right?
How can you have done some preliminary investigations and identified some inconsistencies and improprieties and stuff, and still have the people there working, people putting in money, investing money, and so on? How you do that?
Because they've been tinkering with numbers. They have been engaging in that kind of a paper Ponzi. Because at one time, based on what I heard on that conversation with Bruce Golden, that at one time bold statement has shown where he had earned 12 million and moved up to like 13 million. But it wasn't fact. It wasn't a fact. They were playing around with numbers and paper. So it's like, you know, to use a biblical term, on the face of it, it was like whitewashed sepulchres, but in reality, a dead man bones inside there.
Of course. I think it
So
is just
they're
so
playing
wrong.
around with, they were doing this paper thing. And there's absolutely no way can that business ever exist, because number one, it has no reputation. Its reputation is gone, damaged.
Yeah, nobody not going to
Dead.
do business with them anymore.
No,
It's just
tarnished.
so
That's
much.
That's like Century. That's like Century Bank. That's like, remember the other what they call is International Commercial Bank. Remember that bank, ICC something another. Yeah. Back then, so they're done. So you know, it's like using another Jamaican proverb. The chick never falls far from the block, because SSL comes out of Eagle Merchant Bank.
Eagle Merchant, and we know how that went down.
Exactly.
But
so
I
the
heard.
father it is so great. As myself, you lose scripture term. The father is so great and set the children teach on edge, and you get SSL.
But I also heard on another station in Jamaica that it appears Usain did not. Well, this is all alleged, right? It is like he did not open the account in his name. It appears he has an account with his father and his mother's name, with both their first and last name, whatever it is. So nobody realized it.
What is much of in the background?
Hortense? Hortense?
Yes, ma'am.
There's a lot going on your end, and it is.
Mute our phone. She's gonna talk.
Can somebody mute the phone for you or something?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, DL.
Yes,
And
you were
Pat.
saying.
So it looks like the investment account was not opened in his name, which is why apparently nobody saw his name. But whomever sat with him and opened the account knew the name that it was opened in. It's either his mother's first name and his father's first name, that kind of joint thing. He opened it under. So it is alleged.
This guy is
right. Who knows? But nevertheless,
right, but they on the inside know. They on the inside know. The person who might give it know, which is for, because at some point there, his name is gonna be on it. I mean, initially, he might put his parents as primary, and it should be a name, but somewhere along, because for him to gain access to the account, he must be a signature to it. You follow?
Absolutely, yes.
So.
May I
That
be permitted to speak,
he did it
yes,
to,
one moment,
for
Pat.
privacy's sake. He did it for privacy's sake, but those on the inside know exactly their account, you know.
Go ahead, Pat.
It's an inside.
But it shouldn't matter.
Hold on, DL.
It shouldn't matter whose name is on the account. Okay? The fact is, it's respect. The individuals who open the account, they should be able to access the account and retrieve whatever information they need. It shouldn't matter if his name showed up. That have nothing to do with it, because if they did it to him, I'm sure they have done it to other folks who have an account there. You know, they were just as much fleeced as Usain was fleeced.
And Pat, you're right, but again, them could care a rat blank, whose name is whatever it is. They're after the money. You know.
Well, I tell you one thing. You got to get to the source. You know, they left some paper trail, and eventually they will get to the source. And I believe Interpol, which is Switzerland, the European investors, plus the FBI, they should be able to do follow the paper trail, because this is not looking good for Jamaica at all as an international. To me, it's an international crime. That man is hard working. He earned his money fair and square, and for people to just come and take this man's money, and now no one wants to be held accountable. Somebody should be held accountable. And
trust me.
Notwithstanding, the people in Jamaica have been bawling. They've been crying for years about the corruption that has been taking place, and it went on deaf ears. Nobody wanted to hear the poor people cry. So it's just unfortunate that it has to take Usain Bolt as the guinea pig, So now they will be getting worldwide recognition. This case will get recognition.
Indeed.
So that people will be jumping off the ship like rats.
People will be held accountable. I can tell you this.
Of course.
That woman who has been a part of it, who confessed, she's key. She's key because
of course she is. Oh yes.
They, they can use her, and as they do in America, give her a plea thing, give her a thing,
immunity,
immunity, yes, whatever it is. I mean, she's clapping. She still have to face the music, but at least give her some break that she can spill the beans and who else is involved in it.
Well,
and let the chips fall where they may.
I keep going back, which I was saying a while ago about being overexposed. When you are exposed and nobody managing you, you will find yourself in this kind of position. How you alone can be managing so many accounts with so much money and nobody doing no checks. You will get exposed.
Of course you're gonna get exposed. Long run short cat.
Yes, you should never find yourself having to be managing certain accounts by yourself. It doesn't work. No matter what level you're at, somebody need to be over you and somebody over that somebody. You understand?
Of course. There should be many parties to oversight. This over that one, that over that one, and you're dealing with that because for so many reasons.
But I tell you this, that is why people will always get themselves into trouble. This morning, a co-worker and myself, we're talking. She said to me that recently when her husband and herself went to Jamaica to stay at, one of these resort places, they paid from their card as well as in cash. So they had stepped away and stuff, and assuming the young woman was going to write up the receipt for the full amount of money, right? So they go away and come back. But her husband said to you, "Oh, Mary, did you get the receipt?" That time she hold her for it. She didn't get no receipt. So they went back to the young woman who already write up a receipt only for the amount from the card. So because he's pretty quick, but he's very smooth. So he just said, and what about, and whatever the amount was, we would like a receipt in the full amount, please. So she was ready now to move off in Jamaica, dear, to move out with the cash and only record and give receipt for what was deducted from the card. It's so them get themselves in a problem. Why?
Them is a scammer. That's a sophisticated scam. Them worse than the little petty scammers.
Why now would she? Me telling you. I tell people, you see, when I'm on my job and I have to deal with people money and stuff, and I have to generate report and give people, and I am going
don't touch my money.
I keep telling God, please always let me, because you see, if they come to me and say, "Oh, Lady D, me want so and so," I'm like, "Receipt, please." And then if it's $2, me I get me receipt. And me putting it on it, because when time for financial statements to be generated, I don't want nobody to say, so how in comparison to last year, we're seeing it in this year. me no have me no want that. I don't want nobody ask me nothing. Everything I make sure we have to cover ourselves. If nothing else, cover
You must
yourself.
cover your tracks.
Cover yourself.
Mhm.
Huh.
must
Because
cover
you
your
can
tracks.
get yourself in a nothing but problems. Nothing but
And it's the
problems.
love of the money, you know. There's nothing wrong with money, but it's the love of the money. The eyes are very big and we're very greedy.
I am
And we
telling you.
must be able to come to the realization, how did this person accumulate this money and I should just come along and just swipe it from them.
There you
It's
go.
not mine to begin with in the first place.
Come on
This
now.
is somebody's money. You don't know how a person makes their money.
No.
So you have to sticky fingers. When
We
you
have
got the
we seem
sticky
to have
fingers.
we have a third caller. Good afternoon.
Good evening, Lady D. How are you and all your guests and everybody?
Well, you know,
Yam
lady.
In.
Yam lady. Mm-hmm.
Good evening. Is that Mr. Wilby?
No, it
Voice
is.
I hear.
It is DL.
So I just walk in at the bottom, here in the bottom of the Usain Bolt stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this has been going on. I'm glad that, I'm sorry in a way with Usain Bolt, but I know he's going to get his money back. But this has been going on in Jamaica just too long, Lady D. In the bank,
yes, ma'am.
You put money in the bank, certain amount of money for purposes instead of having buried it in shed pan like what they used to do before. And when your family died or when you got to retrieve, they said the money, no money is there. It was whatever. And nobody take a stand. You have nobody to report anything to because, this, I'm glad because right now I think the government has to start to look into how financial stuff is run in Jamaica from the bank to everywhere because this has been going on just too much and it's getting worse and worse every day.
Well, can I tell you? You see, when this broke, 1 second, DL. You see, when this whole thing broke, would you believe there were about 2 companies, 2 financial institutions in Jamaica, who apparently they went on a review, an instantaneous review, by putting out a PSA to say they will not be seeing any customers for 2 days. And I'm sure they went and did a total review of their place just in case.
The government in Jamaica is slack, in my opinion, because what happened is these people from wherever they are from just drop anchor, which is no law or any guideline, and they set up shop and fleecing off the poor people because we are all poor. We are not millionaires, and it's just because you're saying Bolt, but I know he's going to get back his money. I know he will get his money back. Because it's the same way down there in Mandeville a couple of months ago, Lady D, where the manager of NBC there, where they arrested, she was in court, and I heard they seized our house and all the goodies, and they want the thing was in the news. I know if you heard about it, you must, where they said the family, the mother, to the government to look. Because she spread the wealth by things for the family and whatever, so to find out where they get those money from.
Okay. Well,
so it is a been widespread thing that has been going on out there.
And we keep... Well, sorry to interject. I was just saying, we keep wondering to ourselves, at some point, don't they think something is going to happen? Somebody going to find out, somebody going to ask a question, something. Because I was listening to a major station that I listen to every morning, nationwide, and a lady called in to the morning program, and she said that she realized that about like 500,000 or something like that came out of her account. She went into the bank. She's asking. It's like everybody fumble. Nobody can answer her. And for days she's going. So I'm listening to it to the point where it's almost like they wanted to think that it's not her account. And I had to say to myself, we operate differently in Jamaica. Because if it's right here, she'll take up the phone and call 911. Some call is going to be made. She would not be going to no bank for days to figure out where her money is.
Absolutely not.
That would not happen here. So people are going to make a call. So sometimes they don't know. In Jamaica, we don't do 119 like that. Even when people sick and dying.
No.
We not take up phone and call 119 fast enough.
Sorry, Lady D. And the next thing out there now, because your mother phone ringing, the next thing out there now is what they're doing, because there is with this internet thing where you don't get bank book anymore and all those things. You have some bank you have to pay now to get it. So some people don't bother with it. So right there you can't keep a track of your stuff, especially the trace of your stuff. You understand? And we have to start. Life is too hard now. We can't even buy food for the report or even a penny. We'll talk, Lady D. Be blessed.
Blessings.
I'll get back.
Thank you, young lady. All right.
All right. Blessings.
All right.
I can tell you this. At the heart of all these is one word: corruption.
Yes.
It's the culture of corruption that's causing it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah 19 tells us the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can know the heart?
Yes.
We need a heart transplant where we should love our brothers and sisters and not take advantage of them.
Well, I thank you both and everyone. I appreciate you. Thanks.
And as usual, thank you for coming into our homes and bringing us these encouraging and inspiring and debatable topics so we can have dialogue. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. You were saying, DL?
You're welcome.
You got to brand Pat TJ.
Right? Yes. Thanks, DL.
On a lighter note, that song you played, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Amen. I have long wish, and I would love to see thing there. See what do you call it? In some church, some call it liturgical dancing, or in your church, some call it what do you call it? Dances.
What?
We dance to these songs in the church, man. They call it again.
Oh, you mean the praise dance people?
Correct.
Okay. You mean dancing to something like this?
To that, because it's a Lord's Prayer and singing kind of stuff.
All right.
Yeah. I would love to see a praise dance group dancing.
All right. You never know. Somebody's hearing. They might just say, "Oh, let my dance group do this."
Well, absolutely.
All righty. Blessings, DL.
Very artistic.
Thanks.
All righty.
Welcome. I have another caller in line, but I'm hearing my voice in the background. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, I'm calling about the matter with the bank issue.
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, this is crazy, because if you can't trust nobody in the bank with your 2 cents, what are you going to do with the 2 cents when you have 2 cents that you really don't want to spend right now? It makes me wonder, what do I do? I don't have a lot of money. But what do I do when you're taking away even the poor?
Yes.
what the poor has. What is the poor supposed to do? And that's why when we see people living their lavish lifestyle, we don't get envious because we don't know which street they're walking on to get what they get. But I would like, I'm not from Jamaica, but I would love to see the young man get his money back.
Yes, indeed.
That's what he has to retire with. That's what he has to spend the balance of his life with, take care of his family with. How can someone be so dishonest to take everything from him?
That's right.
It's not easy running up those hills and running down those gully and run down the sheep and run down the goat and to get where you...
Yes.
This is like so disgusting. It's so
horrible.
disgusting. And it makes all the other islands around Jamaica are far and wide now not going to be able to trust Jamaicans at all. They lost their reputation. They lost their reputation right there. Everyone is going to have a different eye. No matter what you come with, it's going to be a different eye for Jamaicans, big or small, young or old, rich or poor.
Yes.
It's going to be a different eye. What are we going to do now? How are you going to bring yourself back up and to someone now to trust you? I don't know.
I appreciate you, Charlesy. Thank you.
In your calypso moment, I was like having fun with your calypso moment.
There you go.
So in your calypso moment here now, can you play something from oh my God, this Lord Kitchener, Lord Bryner?
Lord Kitchener, okay.
Someone from Calypso Rose, something from somewhere.
Oh, I played Calypso Rose earlier. But I only have, I'm about coming off. I have 3 minutes to go.
Okay, then. All right, enjoy your evening.
All
Get home
righty.
safe.
Blessings.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you.
Okay, bye.
Audrey, you are moving nice. You won't take the doctor advice. You know I'm suffering with the flu. The doctor tell you what you have to do. I know you telling me you don't agree with what the doctor tell you to give me. Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing. Yeah, you know it's important. Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing. Why you act so reluctant? Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing. Yeah, you know the condition. Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing. And I need your attention.
Well, I thank you so much for participating with me on the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside this afternoon. I can't do the show without you. I can't. I come here with a program, you know, but I can't do the details, the fillers, So you made it happen. Pat, I would like to know myself. Pat is asking, what's the thing that the doctor ordered? Oh, Lordy. I wish I knew myself, Pat. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in, participating today. I'll be back on Thursday, God willing, to do it all over for you with Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. And so a lot of love and blessings to everyone. Thanks to Cooler Runnings, Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. You did it again. Thank you, thank you. And so I'm docking myself to my yard now. Go on up, Denise. Go up. Go along up. I'm out of here, everyone. Blessings. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Well, how you want me to stay alive? So when you do as the doctor said, 1 teaspoon before I go to bed. Give me the thing with the doctor order me. Give me the thing. I don't care. Give me the thing with the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Number one radio station. Best music.
New York, I introduce the best ice cream factory located in Mount Vernon, 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Call and place your order at 914-699-1349. We also do delivery from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.